Welcome. Hello. This webinar is geared toward incoming UCSD students taking summer session before the fall quarter. This webinar is geared towards incoming undergraduate students, whether you're an incoming first year student or incoming transfer student in the fall and are planning to take summer. Today, we will learn all about summer financial aid. Summer is coming. Summer session would like to extend a warm welcome to you. We're here to help you as you plan your summer, whether this is your first year as an incoming student or planning on taking summer throughout your duration at UC San Diego. We are here to help. So we have talked a little bit more of the staff and support for today. My name is Jonathan Vega. I'm the Special Programs Manager in summer session. I oversee and manage the summer success programs for incoming pre-matriculated students, such as the Summer Bridge for first year students and the Summer Engineering Institute program as well. And in addition, I also oversee and manage the Path Summer Academy for incoming transfer students as well. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Bronwyn Garrison, Assistant Director with the UC San Diego Financial Aid and Scholarships Office. And I want to talk a little bit more of the webinar agenda. Today I want to share with you some opportunities that are available to you in the summer. Our goal today is to give you a basic overview of summer classes, summer housing, summer financial aid, and a planning guide to get you started. We want to emphasize a little bit more on the financial aid piece, when Bronwyn talked a little bit more on that component in terms of different types of aid that are available to you and different aid opportunities for you during the summer as well. So let's talk a little bit more on summer session. What is summer session? Well, we're your summer school. Typically, there are about 14,000 students taking summer courses. We offer a variety of classes, 800 plus classes during the summer. We offer courses from upper division, lower division. We also offer major, minor to GE and DEI requirements as well. The classes offered in summer session are the same ones offered during fall, winter, and spring. The difference is a little bit fast paced. Classes in the 10-week quarter are accelerated to a 5-week module. If you see here, we have 2 5-week sessions. Most of the students can either take session 1 from June 28th to July 31st, or session 2 from August 2nd to September 4th. We also offer special session non-5-week courses, and those courses vary as well. So classes for summer 2021 have been approved for remote learning. Please check the schedule of classes to confirm whether your class is remote or in person. Remote classes will have the name on the schedule of classes name as RCLAS, RCLAS. We will continue to keep health and safety for students in mind, and will provide any additional information with any new changes on our summer session website. So let's talk a little bit more on the tuition and fees. So here's a little bit of breakdown on what the cost is for the summer. In the summer, the flexibility means students only pay for the number of units you take. You will multiply the number of units you plan to take with the tuition per unit at $279, plus campus-based fees to come out with the total. Campus-based fees are charged per session. So I provided 3 examples for you so you can see a little bit more on how to view and see everything. Example 1 is, there's a 2 4-unit classes in one session. You factor the 279 and multiply that by 8 units. And you add the campus-based fees since you're only taking 1 session. Totals right on the right. Same for example 2, for 2 4-unit classes taken across 2 sessions. You will multiply that by 8 units, and you will add 2 sessions of campus-based fees to get the total cost. The third example is a 2 4-unit classes in each session. That's a 16 unit. A lot of students do take advantage of this throughout their duration, maybe the second year or even the third year as well. please reach out to academic advisor if this is an option for you as well. So summer housing. Summer housing is not mandatory. It is an option for you this summer. If you like to live on campus during the summer, traditional housing is available to you. In a single room for a 5-week cost session, your costs will approximately be $2,412, and double that amount if you will be there for 2 sessions as well. An example, if you see example 2, you'll have the added cost as well. This is only for your reference in case you're interested in living on campus this summer. For more information, please contact Summer Housing and Dining or visit Summer HDH website, highlighted above. So let's calculate a little bit more on the summer financial aid for you. You can quickly calculate your summer financial aids by using this formula. Start with your tuition and fees, and then add your housing. In addition, you add your books and supplies or other living expenses. And that's how you will calculate your financial aid options for you. We also offer approximately UCSD grant, up to $2,100, and Bronwyn will talk a little bit more on those financial aid options for you as well. In addition, we want to provide a little bit more of a high-level approach on the actual charges. I want to provide a little bit more of examples for you, either of this example 1, in terms of, these are all estimated costs for you, and you can get up to a $2,100 summer grant. I want to emphasize this because that's a grant that will be awarded to you. And Bronwyn Financial Aid will talk a little bit more on this component as well. So if you see here, we have a little bit of breakdown on session 1, the specific courses, how much the fees are, and housing as well. And then we will calculate the estimated books and supplies. I also want to emphasize the Summer Success Program 2021 for you. If you are viewing this webinar and you are an incoming new first-year engineering student, you can jumpstart your academic success in college this summer as a pre-matriculated student. We offer Summer Engineering Institute, which is a virtual program online. It will be offered in session 2 from July 31st to September 4th. I want to emphasize this is for engineering majors only. It is, you will take up to 6 academic units, and the program cost is $2,412. You're highly encouraged to apply to financial aid as well. If you have any questions, please click on our website. We will have this presentation in our financial aid website, including the PDF for the slides as well, to click on any links provided. For more information, please email the IDEA Center at idea@ucsd.edu. If you are or planning on taking Summer Engineering Institute, please want to emphasize to review and view all the financial aid options that Bronwyn Garrison will be speaking in the next couple of slides. With that, is financial aid an option for you? Yes, and I want to turn it over to Bronwyn Garrison for more information.
Thanks, Jonathan. So for the question, is financial aid available for the summer? The short answer is yes. If you're an entering student for summer, so if you're either a first year or a transfer student attending a summer success program, financial aid is available during the summer. So as an incoming student for the fall 2021 quarter, you're considered pre-matriculate. That's the term that we use. You're pre-matriculated for the fall quarter. And for the remainder of the video, I'll be walking you through the financial aid process, answering common questions regarding financial aid, and then summer financial aid, but also specifically for this summer. So we have some just additional information up here. You'll see the number 6 a lot. So 6 is the minimum units in order for us to generate a financial aid package. So I'll be talking about that in just a minute. And then we wanted to give just a general comparison, just showing that we do offer aid. It's based on your eligibility during the fall, winter, and spring during the regular academic year. But as you can see, there's a lot of aid potential options that are available during the summer. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so first question, how do I apply for financial aid for a summer session? So there are some requirements and steps for you to take in order to be considered for summer financial aid. While there's no separate UC San Diego summer financial aid application, to be considered for any federal or institutional grants or loans, you will need to complete, and this is a key point, is the 2020-2021 FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, or based on your eligibility, the California DREAM Act application. And I'll be talking a little bit more about logging in and ensuring that you'll be completing the right application for summer, to be considered for summer aid eligibility. Something that you want to keep in mind is you may have already applied for financial aid for the upcoming fall, the upcoming school year, so that 21-22 starting in the fall. However, summer is considered a term we use, and you'll see in an upcoming slide, is a trailer term to the regular school year. So in order to generate a financial aid package and determine your financial aid eligibility, you want to file the current school year, which is the 2020 FAFSA or California DREAM Act application. So the deadline to submit the application is June 30th, 2021, but we want to ensure that it's processed in plenty of time for any fee deadlines so that you're not having to wait. So that first step of applying is a critical piece. Another important point we want to emphasize is, and then we have that number, the number 6 on the prior slide, is you must be enrolled in a minimum of 6 units for us to generate a financial aid package. So the minimum can be for one session or total units in both sessions. So for example, you can take 4 units in summer session 1, 4 units in summer session 2. So you have flexibility in meeting the unit minimum requirement. And then another point that we wanted to talk about is waitlisted units. So for purposes of financial aid and packaging your financial aid for summer, waitlisted units don't count as enrolled units. So that's something that you do want to be aware of. And that's a question that, as you're looking ahead for the upcoming school year, it's a question that does come up as well too, for financial aid disbursement as well. So in order for the funds to disperse some awards, and we'll talk about this in a bit, you need at least 6 units enrolled, 12 units if you are Pell eligible and you want your full Pell to post. But kind of, again, going back to that kind of magic number, that 6 units. So I'm going to go ahead and move ahead and talk about our FAFSA applicants. So here we've provided some additional information on where to go to complete a 2020-21 FAFSA. You'll be asked to select the school year when you go to this link at the studentaid.gov. So you want to remember to select 2020-2021 FAFSA. So as you can see, there's an option to file 2 FAFSAs right now for the upcoming school year and the current school year, because we're currently, as we're recording, in the spring quarter. So you want to go ahead and remember to select that 2020-2021 in order to be considered for summer federal or institutional grants or loans. Another point we wanted to make as well too is, in addition, you want to remember to include the UC San Diego school code, which is 001317. Also, you want to make sure to allow potentially up to, but it could be quicker than this, 1 to 2 weeks once you file that application for our campus to receive it and to process it. A common issue we do run across, again, going back to that school code, is students accidentally listing the school code for another San Diego school, so maybe San Diego State or University of San Diego. The names are very similar, but if you want to avoid any additional processing delays, you just want to make sure you enter that 001317 for UC San Diego school code. So just talking about FAFSA filers, we're going to move into DREAM applicants as well too. So a similar process, if you're not eligible to file the FAFSA, but instead eligible to file a DREAM Act application for any institutional aid eligibility consideration, you want to file that 2020-2021 California DREAM Act application. And here we have the link. It's the California Student Aid Commission, the CSAC's website at dream.csac.ca.gov. And if you're not sure if you're eligible to file a California DREAM Act application, when you're on the website, we'll actually walk you through the eligibility requirements. So kind of summarizing, that first step is filing that 2021 FAFSA or DREAM Act application. So moving ahead, I'm going to talk about, we've already touched upon the university grant, but I'm going to go into a bit more detail. So on the next several slides, we'll review the different financial aid options available during the summer. And each financial aid award has its own rules and eligibility requirements. So depending on your student eligibility, you may be eligible for some or a combination of these different financial aid awards that we're going to be talking about. I won't go too much into it, but things like your number of units enrolled, your grade level, if you're incoming freshman or coming in as a junior, those can all factor into your financial aid, not just for the summer, but when we're looking at the financial aid for the regular school year. And again, that key piece, that FAFSA or DREAM Act application for 2020-2021. So you want to please note any federal financial aid. So some of the things we'll be talking about right here, anything that you've used during the prior year, so during 2020-2021, that could affect your summer financial aid options. This probably won't affect too many of entering first year students, but if you're a transfer student and use some of your federal aid at a prior school before coming in for the summer, then that could potentially affect the amounts. So just some things to keep in mind. Now here, talking about some of the options that university grant, depending on your FAFSA information, number of enrolled units, when we generate that aid package, we can award up to $2,100 for the summer. So that's the full amount for either both sessions or one session, depending on that estimated cost of attendance. So we did talk about that a little earlier. There's an estimated cost of attendance for going to school during the summer, based on your units enrolled, your housing. There's an estimate we use for that, and books and supplies as well too. So university grant, potentially up to $2,100. Amounts, we do have that disclaimer, amounts are subject to change. And one reason that we want to emphasize is that technically as a university fund, it is a limited award. So the way that we award students is basically until funds are exhausted. So you want to make sure as soon as you can enroll that you enroll in at least 6 units. And we use the date you're enrolled in at least 6 units, not including waitlisted units, to when is the order that we generate financial aid packages. So if you have that eligibility, we award every day as we move forward through the enrollment dates until the funds are exhausted. Another award as a FAFSA filer is that federal Pell Grant. So as long as you're enrolled at least 6 units, you're potentially eligible up to half time in the federal Pell Grant. The federal Pell Grant, as a reminder, is as a federal award, the eligibility is determined based on that information on your FAFSA. So depending on the information, that self-reported information, that determines how much Pell eligibility you may have. Something we do, a common question that does come up is students might see their Pell Grant posted, but only a portion of it disperses. And a big reason, or the central reason, is that in order for a full amount of your Pell to disperse, you do need to be enrolled in at least 12 units. We're going to post the full amount for you to see, but if for some reason you're only seeing part of your Pell dispersed, most likely it's based on the number of units you're enrolled because it is prorated. And then another award as well too, as part of your financial aid package, is a direct loan. So it could be subsidized loan, unsubsidized direct loan, a combination of both. It depends on your grade level. There's annual limits, aggregate limits. Those are all factors, or if you've used any already for the school year. So those are 3 awards we're going to touch upon. And then moving on to the next slide, there are some other awards you potentially may be eligible for. There's the federal parent loan for undergraduate students, the PLUS loan, which our office can certify up to that estimated cost of attendance for summer. So for books and supplies, tuition, housing, anything that's not covered by other aid that you're already receiving. And students can apply right now for this PLUS loan if you're interested. And we do have the link here to studentaid.gov. So if you go there, the application's online for summer, but then also for the regular school year too. And then outside funds. So depending again on your eligibility, what you want to consider, if you want to look into any private scholarships, we can certify private loans as well too. So loans from a bank, from another third party. And then if you're interested in finding out more about scholarships or loans or these outside awards, visit our website at fas.ucsd.edu. And at the top of the screen, we have types of financial aid as loans, scholarships. We have a lot of good information out there if you wanted to check that out as a starting point. So I'm going to go ahead and move into just some general information as well for California DREAM Act applicants. So similar to FAFSA filers, you could potentially be up to that $2,100, but again, you want to make sure you enroll as soon as possible in at least 6 units, not waitlisted classes. Then there's the potential of being awarded some institutional loan. We do offer university loan, and then there's also a DREAM loan too, but you, based on regulations, we have to disperse that by the end of June. So depending if you're in summer session 1 or summer session 2, that could affect how much you're potentially being offered. And then again, similar to FAFSA filers, there's private scholarships and private loans that you may want to consider to help funding summer costs. So I've talked about how to apply or what you need to do to be considered for financial aid for summer and the types of money. So now we're going to talk about when will I find out my financial aid? So once you've completed, again, that FAFSA, enrolled in at least 6 units, we're starting to generate financial aid packages for summer at the beginning of May. Once financial aid packages are available, we'll send you an email to your UC San Diego email address. So you want to keep an eye out for that for any important updates. From there, you'll be directed, as outlined in step 2, to log into your financial aid FAS, the acronym we use, student portal. So we do have a link here to students.ucsd.edu, and it has a lot of great resources, and that includes a link on and what we refer as the Triton link to tools, financial tools, and then financial aid. And from there, you'll be directed to log into your student portal. So once you get to your student portal, as with a lot of applications or online apps that you'll be using while you're at UC San Diego, you'll be required to enter your student ID number, your PID, and then also a password as well too. So if you haven't already, you probably want to go ahead and try signing in. If you need help on your either getting your student ID and password connected, please contact ITS Services on campus, and here we have a link to information. It's also on the website as well too when you go to log in. If you've recently done your accepted your admission offer, you do want to allow some processing time once you do that in order for your account to be set up. But you'll be directed to enter that information to log into the secure student portal. And then here we have a screenshot. So we have multiple financial aid years available right now. So for summer, we want to make sure that you select the 2020-2021 year. So from there, you'll be able to view any financial aid requirements, which we'll talk about in an upcoming slide, and then also any of your financial aid package, not just for summer, but you'll be able to select years and review other financial aid years as well too. So something as an incoming student, incoming transfer student who's receiving financial aid effective for the fall, you want to go ahead and select 2021 to 2021-22. But right now we're going to keep focusing on summer. So moving ahead, once you select the year, we wanted to provide an example based on a prior year's financial aid package of what you can see, or where you can find information on what your financial aid offer will look like. So this step 5, again, you can view and accept your awards. Kind of have a breakdown here. There's the name of the award, the offered amount. You'll notice too that the accepted amount, some of them have amounts listed. So for grant money, if you're eligible for it, we're automatically going to accept those awards for you. There still might be other requirements that you'll need to complete, but the awards that we won't accept for you are your loan offers. That's definitely up to you as to how much you want to take, if you want to accept it, decline it. Those options are out there available to you. So once you view your awards and if everything looks good, you can choose to accept, decline, accept part of your direct loan, or any loan that you're being offered. It really is completely your decision after reviewing your billing statement. But if you change your mind after the fact, that's okay too. If you want to accept a previously declined loan, definitely reach out to our office. And then from there, you've reviewed it, you'll go ahead and select confirm and submit your awards. Another thing that we wanted to, you'll notice here too, is that in this example, this could be a student who's in multiple summer sessions, but you'll see one column that says summer trailer. So as I mentioned kind of earlier, summers for financial aid purposes is considered a trailer falling behind the regular academic year. Also, you notice that it's one flat amount. So for financial aid purposes, summer is considered one term. So if you are attending multiple sessions, generally your accepted and completed financial aid should disperse evenly for each session based on your enrolled units. So if you're in 2 sessions, you would basically split this amount in half. Part of it would go to summer session 1 and then summer session 2. Or if you're in 1 session, it will all be applied to the 1 session. Okay, so another important thing that we wanted to emphasize too is, because you're filing that FAFSA for the first time for the 2020-2021 year, it's possible you may have additional requirements that you'll need to complete in order for us to be able to generate your financial aid package. So to review those requirements, you'll want to make sure you select the correct year to see what those requirements are. Summer, again, that 2020-2021. After you're good with your summer, then you can always check on that 21-22. We haven't generated financial aid packages yet as of the time of recording, but during the summer is when we'll probably start generating those initial financial aid packages that will go into effect for the fall quarter. So staying focused on summer, we're going to go ahead and bring up an example screenshot of where you can view the information. So in this example, the student was selected for a process which you may have heard of called verification, which requires that the campus verify the information that was entered on the FAFSA or the DREAM Act application before we can release any financial aid. So you can see on this section, required documents or tasks. This student, there's a dependent verification form. We're requesting copies of taxes. If you click on these links, this has instructions. Some of these can be completed and submitted online. Others may require you to submit information to the financial aid office. So an important piece definitely that you want to check out, because until some of these are resolved, we won't be able to generate your financial aid package or disperse any financial aid. So here we have deadlines. We say as soon as possible. While we specifically don't have an official deadline per se, we do have federal processing timelines. In order to get your financial aid ready to go, the sooner we can get those documents in and processed, the better. So definitely a high priority if you're looking to get any federal or state, or I guess rather institutional aid, or that grant, maybe up to that $2,100, you want to make sure to get those documents in. Now, you might have nothing there. You might not have a dependent verification worksheet. It's a selection that's done by the Department of Education, or depending on your aid, CSAC, if you're a DREAM applicant filer. So in that case, you may already see your financial aid package, but again, you want to go ahead and check. And then another item that I just wanted to put out there as well too is that when you log into your 21-22 financial aid package, you may see similar requirements, but that's a separate process for financial aid for a separate upcoming school year. So definitely 2 separate processes, 2 separate form submission processes, because we've actually implemented a new process for the upcoming school year. But for summer purposes, just focus, I would recommend just focusing on 2021. Consider that separate from 21-22. Okay, so we've kind of walked through examples. So the next question being, when am I going to see my financial aid on my student account? So financial aid, per federal regulations, can't disperse any earlier than 10 days before the first date of instruction. So you can see based on the dates right here for summer session 1, financial aid, the first date we're going to start dispersing that summer session 1 aid is June 19th. And then summer session 2, July 24th. Something you'll notice as well is that 2 days after disbursement is when the campus has the fee deadline. So it's definitely something you want to keep in mind when comparing. Your billing statement will come out before your financial aid is dispersed, but you can compare your financial aid to what your billing statement is to see if you have enough accepted aid to cover your balance, or if you need to pay any difference. So again, you want to keep that in mind when you're looking ahead at the billing statement to ensure your fees are paid. And then special session was mentioned earlier. For those signed up approximately 2 days before the first day of instruction is generally when special session financial aid is scheduled to disperse. So that's when financial aid disperses straight to your student account, going to what's paying that balance. But there's cases where your financial aid will be more than the balance that's due to the university. So if you have that extra aid left over, the next question being, when will I receive my refund? So refunds are issued by the Student Financial Solutions Office, SFS. Timing-wise, they usually begin issuing refunds around the beginning of instruction. If you haven't already, you want to sign up for direct deposit. You can find out information on that through SFF's website to help expedite getting that refund to your personal account. But for additional refund questions, not just for summer, for the regular school year too, I recommend visiting the Student Financial Solutions website. And we do have a link here, but their general website is sfs.ucsd.edu. Okay, so a lot of information, but some other important information that we want to make sure that you're aware of. So generally, financial aid office will review changes of enrollment about 4 times during the summer. The times before the fees are due, the 2 times for summer session 1 and summer session 2, and then after the add drop deadline. So generally speaking, if you add or drop units, this can potentially affect your financial aid. As we saw earlier, some financial aid is dispersed based on at least 6 units, 12 units. If you drop units, that, or if you drop a session, that can impact your financial aid. So it does take time to process those updates. We also want to advise taking action early to allow for processing time, because it's definitely the busiest time of the year for financial aid as we're getting things ready for the upcoming school year, but also working on updates requested by students for the upcoming year, and then also summer. So if you have a private loan, you want to allow at least 1 to 2 weeks once you apply with that lender for the campus to get that award, for us to certify it, and then once it's been certified, for the lender to send the money to campus. So it's usually a pretty quick process, but again, you want to account for that for planning purposes. And then once you accept it's either a direct loan, a dream loan, any loan, it does take time once you complete the requirements for the campus to receive that information and finalize it and process it. And then again, just touching upon, if you've updated your enrolled units, that can affect your financial aid as well too. So just things to consider in the back of your mind. And then something that doesn't come up too often, but if for some reason you decided not to attend UC San Diego, this can affect your summer eligibility, because a big reason we're able to award is because you're back to that term, that pre-matriculated student for the fall. So just some important things to keep in mind. And then if you want more information on financial aid, so we do have a lot of information about summer session financial aid on our website. Ways to reach us: we're available by phone, by our main email address. We offer virtual counseling, as of this time, a majority of us are working remotely until we head back for the fall. And then in person, we do have some limited in-person appointments as well too. So these are subject to change. We're trying to meet the needs of students in the campus, so they could be end up being offered for extended hours. So before you reach out, I think your first starting point, best bet, is to visit our website. So again, that fas.ucsd.edu. You scroll right down to the bottom of the page, you'll see the latest information, our phone number, the link to our virtual counseling, everything that you need ahead of time to know the best, or know when we're dedicated and available to answering your questions. And then billing statement questions for summer, once those bills come out, while we can definitely help with the financial aid side and the financial aid information, If you have questions on the billing breakdown, a good starting point is contacting SFS or Student Financial Solutions. So checking out their website, and you're able to put in a ticket. There's different ways of contacting their office as well too, but we work very closely together with the goal to have everything ready to go and posted towards your bill.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Bronwyn. Let's plan ahead. There's a little bit of a timeline, holistic timeline. So you can see usually it's the same timeline that we have for each summer. So since this webinar is recording in April, it's never too early to plan for summer, whether if you're planning on taking summer session this summer, or if you're planning on taking summer session throughout your duration at UC San Diego. This is a preliminary timeline that you could see, so you could plan ahead. If you see here, April enrollment begins, and the housing application opens as well. In May, you accept your financial aid award, apply for financial aid, and this will give you a little bit more of a time to see how summer session would look before your start of your fall quarter. For your enrollment, enroll in your web reg by your appointment time. And in your housing application, please contact the HDH website if you want to apply for summer housing this summer, or in housing in the future as well. In addition, in May, remember to apply. I just want to emphasize these great points that Bronwyn provided in terms of dates as well. Apply as soon as possible once you enroll, and apply and enroll in your FAFSA as well, or DREAM Act, depending. In June, if you see here, we have the payment for session 1 is tuition is due, as well as session 1 begins. So it all depends on the specific session 1 or 2. In addition, I'll pass it over to Bronwyn really quick to talk a little bit more on the financial aid document fee deadline for incoming students.
Yes, thanks, Jonathan. So I just wanted to put a plug in here for entering students. The document deadline, if you have verification documents that are due, is June 15th. This ensures that we get everything ready as much as possible by the fall fee deadline. So when you're on your Triton link, after you've looked at your requirements for the summer under 2020, 2021, go ahead and check out your 21-22 documents and tasks as well.
Thank you, Bronwyn. So if we go back to, we move forward in the timeline, after June, July, the payment for session 2 is due. And then August, session 1 ends for those students who are taking session 1, and session 2 begins as well. And then lastly, we have in September, session 2 ends, and you all get a three-week break. Get ready for fall quarter. So this is more preliminary to see how summer session works, and hopefully you can incorporate this in the 4-year plan when you're visiting or meeting with your academic or department advisors as well. So although summer session are away from campus, we're currently working remotely, and we're here to assist you, help you with any questions. For any financial aid questions, we kindly we hesitate everybody to contact our financial aid advising team, because they have a little bit more view on what your financial aid or scope of financial aid options and packaging, awarding packaging in terms of information. So in that piece, you can contact us directly if you have any other questions pertaining to summer session. You can email us at summer@ucsd.edu, or you can give us, call us by voicemail. Our contact information is there. Our office hours are from 8 a.m. to 4:30, Monday to Friday. And lastly, I want to thank you all for participating in this webinar, and I want to thank you. Give thanks to Bronwyn Garrison, the Assistant Director of Financial Aid, for assisting us and providing us a lot of great information We really hope that you take this advantage. We hope that you maximize summer session, even if it's not this summer. We hopefully you get this information so you can see different financial aid options available to you, and you can plan ahead. Whether your sophomore year or your junior year, if you're first year student, or if you're incoming first year transfer student, your junior or senior year as well. So we want to thank you on behalf of summer session in financial aid here at UC San Diego for taking the time and opportunity to view this webinar, financial aid webinar for summer session. This webinar will be posted on our financial aid website, including these slides as well as a PDF document. We want to thank you. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you soon.